What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Now, Coach Prime, aka Deion Sanders, and his Jackson State Tigers took another L this past weekend to Southern University, and they got hit in the mouth. They got beat up pretty bad, 34-14. They were on ESPN for the first time since 1989. They had a packed house, I think over 30,000 people in the building down there in Jackson, Mississippi. And Southern brought it to them. Southern did not come to play games. And it showed me for the second week in a row, or the second game in a row for Jackson State, that they have a major problem. Remember, I'm going to be your official host of Jackson State football, bring you all things Jackson State, all things HBCU sports. And we're going to talk about Tennessee State and some other stuff in another video. But be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe for all that information on Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Jackson State, and all the other HBCUs. But here's the problem that Jackson State has right now. Over their last two games against Alabama State and against Southern, they've given up an average of 250 yards per game. 250 yards per game. Southern ran it up on Jackson State. Southern had three guys, three guys with over 75 yards rushing apiece. Three guys with over 75, and they, like I said, on average is giving up over 250 yards per game. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the run. Now, they had two early turnovers by Southern starting quarterback, Ladarius Skelton. And then they pulled Ladarius Skelton and put in a guy named John Lampley, and he came through and was lighting it up through the air. And he went 9 of 14, 116 yards, and one touchdown. And like I said, they had three rushing touchdowns. There was nothing Jackson State could do. There was nothing that the Tigers could do, and they're going to have to figure that out. Because as long as you can't stop the run, the more difficult things are going to be. And Coach Prime knows this. He understands this. And I think he's going by the mantra that you get me now, because come fall, it's going to be a whole new ball game. He's going to have 5 Division I transfers that's going to be eligible. We had a few that's eligible this spring, but he's going to have 5 more that are eligible, and then his high school recruits. And a part of his high school recruiting class is his son, Deion Sanders, who is a quarterback. And now he's going to be QB1. I'm going to just be honest, because Jalen Jones is cool. You know, he's cool, but you got 14 points off 2 turns. You had 2 turnovers, and you were only able to score 2 touchdowns. That was it. You know what I mean? Like, and you didn't, and one of them was a late fourth quarter touchdown, but you scored 1 touchdown in the second quarter and 1 late in the fourth quarter when the game was already over with. Southern was already up 3 touchdowns at that point. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they're going to have a QB change come the fall. And this is the time for the HBCUs to beat up on Jackson State. I'm going to just be honest. And it doesn't get any easier. They have another game against Alabama State, who was another really good football team. Now, the good thing for Jackson State is Southern isn't in the SWAC, right? So this doesn't count against their SWAC conference record. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, you don't want to lose games, because one, you give those schools momentum and the courage and the wherewithal to, like, man, these dudes put their pants on just like us. We can go and beat the hell, not just beat them, but beat the hell out of them, because Southern dominated that football game from start to finish. They had those 2 turnovers, and that was really the only reason that put Jackson State in the game at any point. They had the 2 turnovers that slowed their momentum, and then Jackson State hit the 75-yard bomb, the 1 touchdown early, and they didn't score another touchdown until late in the game. So Southern really controlled that game. Coach Prime is going to have to figure out a way to stop the run. This isn't something that is going to be a quick fix. Even with adding those Division I Power 5 transfers, stopping the run is first and foremost. You know, we know that football has become an air raid offense. Everybody wants to throw. But one way to lose really, really fast is lose the time of possession and allow 250 rushing yards. And that's exactly what Southern, I think, held the ball for 40 minutes. I think they had their time of possession was 40 minutes. You're not going to win too many football games like that. You got to have the 85 Bears on the other side playing defense. But if a team has the ball for 40 minutes, that defense is going to get tired. Like, that defense is not going to be able to be there and be on the field for that long. When your offense is just garbage the entire game, barring one play, I mean, the offense for Jackson State was pitiful. And I think that comes down to quarterback play. I think that's what Coach Prime is trying to hold off until his son gets there, because no offense to Jalen Jones, but I call it like I see it. He's not getting the job done. He is not getting the job done. There's not enough explosive plays for all the explosive athletes that they have on that side of the ball, like Baldwin and Corey Reed and even the running back. The running backs aren't even getting off. Tyson Alexander, who had a couple great games, only had 8 carries for 38 yards. Then the quarterback had more carries. He only was averaging 2 yards a carry. Like Warren Newman, they got to get the ball in his hand. He's an explosive athlete. Like I said, Dalen Baldwin had 3 catches. He had the 75-yard bomb. Then you had Corey Reed. He caught the late touchdown. But you got to get the ball at Warren Newman's hands. 3 catches for 34 yards from Warren Newman is just that's not enough. That's not enough. He is an explosive player. He's a really good player. So they're going to have to, figure out a way to stop the run. Because as long as you allow 250 yards rushing per game, you're not going to win very many ball games moving forward. And now it calls into question. And I know some of you were already doing this, right? Some of you were in my comments when Jackson State started 3-0. Some of y'all was like, man, they're not playing nobody. Like Gramblin's down this year. Mississippi Valley isn't that good. And you know what I mean? And then that first Edward Waters was really bad. And you were like, yeah, Jeff, you hyping this team up. They didn't even play anybody. Wait till they play some good teams. I got to give it up to y'all. Y'all were right. Y'all were right, because they played 2 teams. Now, Alabama State, I will say, was a very competitive match, and they threw a pick at the end that kind of cost them the game. They had a chance to legit win against Alabama State. But Southern dominated. And Grambling, honestly, I mean, if you think about it, Grambling, Jackson State fumbled in the end zone, but Grambling was about to take the lead, and they fumbled in the end zone. So they really, they were 3-0, but they could have easily been 2-1. And now they've lost the last 2 games. So, and they have a really tough Alabama A&M game. So I'm interested to see the adjustments that Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, makes with this Jackson State football team, because they cannot stop the run right now. And that is not going to be good moving forward. They're going to have to be able to stop the run. They're going to have to get better play out of their quarterback. Even if they're not able to run the ball as effectively as they want, Jalen Jones got to be a better decision maker. He's got to continue to try to get the ball in the hands of guys like Baldwin and Warren Newman and Corey Reed. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. from the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.